Please make me a fan.
What the fuck?
Mental vacation.
Makes me seem like a horrible individual.
You are.
Yeah.
Have anal sex with a person who, prior to the deed, has swallowed a piece of raw bacon.
What?
Like fucking a chicken. That'd be awesome.
Well, make me a fan of your crime.
They still had places to go. You know, there were still bars.
Make me a fan, Cowcat.
All right, welcome back to the Make Me a Fan podcast. I am Sean McGregor. I'm joined today with my beautiful wife, Carrie McGregor. Say hi, Carrie.
Hi.
TJ is not with us because he has to work tomorrow, but we have a special guest that is a expert in consciousness. We're joined with Dereck. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm nervous to do this topic because I'm a complete moron. But
I'm just a daydreamer. That's pretty much my expertise. So.
Well, that's good. Everyone needs a daydream. I do that shit all the time driving. I just zone out.
Sure.
And I think of a life where I don't have to work.
Yeah, I find myself, driving down a road over a couple miles and realizing that I never took that right turn and I forgot where I was going. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kind of getting caught up in my own thoughts.
Well, that's what you got to do sometimes. That's what gets us through the day.
Right.
So today we're going to talk about consciousness. It's a pretty in-depth topic. And if you're listening to this podcast hoping to learn something, you're probably not going to find it. We're just probably going to talk some stupid shit and hopefully have fun.
Right.
We got two guests that their minds should be opening right now. If we were in LA, I'd say more, but you guys should have open minds.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But I'm opening my mind with alcohol. So, but yeah, we're going to talk about consciousness and what is consciousness. So the first thing I found Googling consciousness was the basic definition is being aware.
Right.
So we're aware of who we are and where we are. And from what I saw, there was 3 different levels of consciousness. You know about that?
No, I don't.
Well, there was like... The first one was like reptiles. They're like aware, but they don't fucking know anything.
Okay.
And then the second one was like mammals.
Like they don't retain memory?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And then tier 2 was like mammals. Like they know who they are and they know other things. Like elephants will remember shit from like 30 years ago. Like if you have a mom elephant and a baby elephant, and you separate them and you take them back together like 20 years later, like they remember each other. Like they'll go and instantly like hook up like trunks and shit.
Sure,
that's awesome.
That's
strange.
Right.
And then tier 3 obviously is like, human consciousness. Like we know who the fuck we are and where we are in the world.
Right.
But we don't know where we are, do we?
Right. There's a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, I only took notes on 2 different things. My research basically, I started out on YouTube, which is a terrible source of resource. Resource? Yeah.
I disagree. I disagree. There's a lot of good sources on YouTube actually.
There's a lot of rabbit holes.
Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of people there's a lot of confirmation bias.
Sure.
Depending on what you're researching.
Right.
I mean, if you're looking for, the lizard people or flat earth, 100%.
Yeah, right.
Like YouTube will prove you right that there are lizard people in the flat earth.
I just had a buddy trying to convince me of flat earth theory last night, and I was just completely flabbergasted that my long-term friend now believes that the earth is flat.
Dude,
and
he was for real?
He was dead serious. He was, you should look into it, buddy.
Have you looked into it?
I have. I've watched the videos.
It's funny as fuck.
It is.
And some of the shit you're kind of like, yeah.
Well, I mean, they make, like, if you didn't understand the basic laws of physics, I mean, it would make a lot of sense. Like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I did. I went through with TJ, and we watched maybe an hour of YouTube videos, and some of the shit you're seriously yeah, dude, fucking 100%. Like you look at a plane, the whole horizon is always flat. You're up so high, and you're like, oh, this is why I'm a dumbass. Earth isn't flat.
Yeah,
but it's fun to piss people off and be like, yeah, dude. You don't know the Earth is flat. Come on,
right?
You just troll them a little bit.
I mean, not only do they believe the Earth is flat, but they, think gravity doesn't exist.
Yeah,
what?
and there was never any dinosaurs,
right?
And the flat Earth is hollow.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, you haven't heard the flat or the hollow Earth theory?
No.
Have you seen the new King Kong movie yet?
Nope,
oh,
I haven't.
Dude, you need to go see it.
That's in theaters, right?
Yeah, it just came out last week, and we saw it last Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you liked it, Carrie, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, if
it was kind of sad though.
That's because animals died.
They redid the whole series, right?
Oh, it's a complete reboot. Complete reboot. Best King Kong movie ever.
Yeah.
Do you like the last Godzilla movie?
I really don't remember. I'm pretty sure I watched it.
It was terrible.
But I don't remember much about it.
Well, the thing I didn't like about the last Godzilla movie, because there was a little Asian guy in there, and he kept going, let them fight. Let them fight. And then they would show 15 seconds of the monster fighting, and then it'd be another 45 minutes of nonsense. Well, this Kong movie is just Kong being the fucking king.
Yeah, I heard he's a lot bigger, too.
Yeah, and he's a baby in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
So that sets up adult King Kong versus Godzilla. Spoiler alert if you don't stay for the after credit scene. But in King Kong, the Earth is hollow, and these giant they call them skull crawlers. They look like big reptiles that don't have hind legs. They just walk on 2 front feet, and they have really big tails, and they look like Komodo dragons, but they're King Kong size.
Sure.
They live inside the hollow Earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And according to most hollow Earth theories, Hitler and the Nazis escaped through the hollow Earth, and there's a bunch of passages, and you go from Germany, and they all came out in Argentina. And there's one giant hole over the North Pole. If you go on Google Maps, apparently, and you look at the North Pole, it's just a big, huge circle. And you're supposed to be able to fly in there, and it's basically,
a gateway to the center of the
it's
hollow Earth.
Yeah, and it's not molten lava. It's a place where
reptiles.
The reptilian people live.
Yeah, that's strange.
Which is awesome. I really hope that exists.
Yeah, right. Well, they also think the South Pole is a giant ice wall. That
there is no.
us.
That's a flat Earth. Yeah.
Or there's a dome that encompasses us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing about the flat Earth thing was the moon, which kind of made sense to me, and I didn't see anything where it was debunked, where you can see the moon when the sun's out. And I was watching something on the Googling Consciousness, which we're supposed to be talking about. We're talking about flat Earth, but it was the moon stays stationary in the same spot around the Earth. They both rotate at the same time, right?
Okay. Wait, you're saying, the moon actually rotates around the Earth.
But the thing I saw today on YouTube, it showed the moon and the Earth spinning, and they were both spinning at the same time, where if the moon was over North America, it would stay over North America as it was spinning.
Okay. As a flat Earth?
No, it was a consciousness thing.
Okay.
It was it wasn't the multiverse. I think it was a thing on my Kodi, which, if you don't know Kodi, it's jailbroken Fire Stick.
Sure.
But it was some documentary from someone. I think it was an HBO documentary about consciousness.
Okay.
And the diagram had the moon rotating around the Earth as the Earth rotated. So I don't think maybe that's not real. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I never thought it rotated in that fashion.
But okay, that 5-second clip from a.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, who knows? It could be a representation of some astrological something.
Yeah, because I think with the way the moon rotates, we never see the opposite side of it. We only see one side.
Yep.
Which is fucking weird to me.
Yeah, that was a complete. We flew around it once when we visited the moon.
You believe the moon happened? Or the moon landing happened?
I believe it did, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the theories, or it's not theories, but I guess it is theories, where we did go there, but we have no footage, so they had to recreate everything.
Yeah, I believe that some of that footage was probably faked.
That makes sense, because it was, what, 1960s?
Sure,
They didn't have
I'm sure some shit got messed up.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, realistically.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, you went to prom, but you didn't get a picture, so we're going to Photoshop you with your date.
Right, and I mean, the whole reason of going to the moon, anyways, was just to show off to the Russians. And
Yeah, it's like,
everything
fuck you,
that.
Russia.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah,
so
no
why not
Russia's
have,
kicking
some
our
footage?
ass.
Yeah.
All right, enough with the crazy YouTube conspiracies. Carrie's back to keep us on track.
Yes.
All right,
So it's quiet.
I only took 2 notes, and they're really short. The first one is, I don't know how to say this properly. It's solipsism.
First time I've heard it, so.
SOLIPSIM. SISM. Okay, yeah. Damn it, I can't talk. I'm the worst podcaster ever. SOLIPSISM. Yeah. It's a physiological theory which asserts that nothing exists but the individual's consciousness. You know about that?
Okay. Is that just kind of like
It's where
as if everything is a figment of your imagination in a sense, it's
it's where
projection.
where I think this one is just basically where everything ceases to exist unless you look at it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
It says, to check this out, take a moment to recall all the dreams that you have experienced in your life. Is it not possible that everything around you is nothing but an incredibly intricate dream? But you must say, there are people and things around us that we cannot doubt because we can hear, see, smell, taste, and feel them, right? Yes and no. People who take LSD, for example, say that they can touch the most convincing hallucinations, but we do not claim that their visions are reality. Your dreams can simulate sensations as well. After all, what you perceive is just a product of the information processing that takes place in different sections of your brain.
Sure.
So, yeah, it.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that kind of ties into the Matrix.
Sure. Right. Like
Wait.
everything's a simulation, and
Yeah, and it could be a simulation inside of a simulation inside of a simulation.
Right.
I think that's
Right.
like what happens when you
Completely fractal.
take when you
it's
take
never-ending.
drugs. Like you might swear you feel something, but it's like something as simple as an everyday object that just feels different because you're tripping.
Well, yeah, I mean, consciousness is being aware, but where is your consciousness when you're tripping?
Right.
Are you conscious when you're under the influence of hallucinogenic drugs?
I believe so.
Like, what if you're not awake?
Yeah.
Are you conscious when you're dreaming?
Well, in a sense, with the psychedelics, I almost believe that your consciousness is somewhat ascended to like a higher realm.
I haven't done hallucinogenics. I really want to.
Sure.
Have you done?
Yeah, I'm pretty experienced.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking?
Primarily, psilocybin, LSD,
Okay.
DMT.
Oh, you've done DMT.
Sure.
Okay. What kind of DMT did you do?
NN-DMT.
Okay. That's no shaman involved, I take it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh. You know what DMT is, Karen?
No.
From what I can remember, you make it naturally in your stomach, don't you?
They did find it in the brains of mice. I don't believe they actually found it in humans, but it's believed that the human body does produce DMT. They spectate that it's the pineal gland that creates it.
I got that from Joe Rogan. He said that you make it in your stomach from the pineal gland. I don't know. I don't even know what a pineal gland is.
Pineal gland, I believe that's like the...
Is that in your brain?
Yeah, that's like the frontal lobe ish area. I believe it's like right behind there.
I'm gonna Google this.
Yeah,
How is
you can
it
be
spelled?
TJ tonight.
Yeah, and I mean the pineal gland carries a lot of history too. Like, like ancient Egyptians, thought it was a a sacred. I don't know what exactly, but a sacred part of the body.
Yeah.
And other ancient civilizations, thought the same too. I don't really know how they would have anything to,
Oh yeah,
back that up.
What do
it
you got?
says third eye when I search pineal gland,
Sure.
and it looks like
Did you Google anything about DMT being made in the human body?
the pineal gland is like in the center of the brain on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
Google DMT
Like right by the
made in
stem.
the human body?
The what do I?
DMT made in the human body naturally.
Yes, sir.
I like when you call me sir. All right. The other, while she's Googling that, the other note I took was phenomenalism. And what I wrote down is everyone is interested in what happens to things when we aren't looking at them. Oh, this is the one I was talking about last time.
Okay.
Yeah, scientists have carefully studied this problem, and some of them have come to a simple conclusion: they disappear. Well, not quite like this. Phenomenalist philosophers believe that objects only exist as a phenomenon of consciousness. So your laptop's only here when you're aware of it and believe it in its existence. But when you turn away from it, it ceases to exist until you or someone else interacts with it. There is no existence without perception. This is the root of phenomenalism. That's more of the... it's kind of like, do you ever see the Ava? Ava's got a poop and she's wagging her tail all over here.
Oh no.
But you ever see Stephen King's The Langoliers?
No, I haven't.
It's these people are flying and they fly into a terminal where everything it's got no smell and no taste.
Okay.
And there's no people in it, and like all the food's expired, and there's basically nothing to this terminal. And then they realize they flew through this turbulence, but the turbulence was actually a rip in time, and they flew in between time. And there's these things called the Langoliers. They look like. Did you ever see the movie Critters? It's another horror movie.
No.
It's like these big balls and. Carrie, no joke. Okay.
Sorry,
Okay, yeah, it's these big, huge balls. There's like floating heads, and they're nothing but mouths. And they basically there's 50 of them, and they're just eating time. Like they go through and eat time.
Okay. Sounds like you're describing a DMT experience.
Well, if that's the DMT, I told Carrie I want to try shrooms because I want to meet the devil.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want.
You're like an Aztec.
I'm an Aztec?
Yeah, that's
Or an Aztec.
Well, no, that's what the Aztecian did. They used to eat mushrooms, and they would pray to the war god and sacrifice humans.
Yeah.
On the top of their temples. They sacrificed 30,000 in a matter of a week, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
All to meet the devil or to meet God?
I don't know. Something about being under the psychedelic state, and
So you're saying psychedelics cause people to kill people?
No. I say that
I'm joking.
I think that some probably messed up people probably
They're
took it in the
fanatics.
first place, right? And they got into a place of power, and were able to put their influence on the whole society.
Yeah.
So
You got a bunch of people tripping out on hallucinogenics trying to find God. You're going to do a bunch of fucked up shit.
yeah, I mean not for everybody. I mean I think natural shamanism in the Amazon and stuff like that, and the Mayans and stuff. I mean, I don't believe they ritualize and sacrifice people nearly as much as
Yeah.
I can't say that they haven't, because I don't know that for a fact, but
Yeah, I've never done
they
any
don't have
psychoactive drugs. So.
yeah, I mean I think it's I think there's a lot of hysteria behind it, and that's stemmed from propaganda from the 60s and 70s.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But I mean, LSD and was released on a public that really had no psychedelic culture it was completely abandoned.
Well,
So it was a new thing, and people were kind of worried. And I don't know.
I think LSD is completely different than something like DMT or mushrooms, because isn't LSD? It's a manufactured drug.
Yeah,
It's more like a. It's more like taking a pain pill that you buy from the store than taking smoking marijuana.
no, not necessarily, because LSD is really structurally similar to natural brain drugs like serotonin and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, it's actually broken down and metabolized quite easily and readily, and it's quite safe for the human body.
But isn't there like a better chance to not know what you're getting with LSD than you are getting like a handful of shrooms?
Sure, right. That would carry that risk with with anything you purchase on the black market and isn't regulated. You're going to have that.
Which is another reason to just legalize everything.
Right.
I'm completely for, even though I don't do drugs,
Sure.
I'm 100% for legalizing everything.
Right.
Fucking crack, heroin,
Sure.
prostitution.
Have a marked
everything.
dose, people
Yeah.
could purchase it and they know what they're getting. It's pure.
Yeah, you're going to have a bit of a drop off in the beginning, but then,
Sure.
everything's going to
Right, clean
regulate
needle
itself.
exchanges and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And just
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You don't have overdoses anymore.
Right.
Because people know how much they should take.
Right.
And it'll be like drinking. You drink too much, you're going to fucking, crash your car.
Sure.
Right.
Just like with the recent heroin stories where they get a bag that's laced with fentanyl, and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
fentanyl
Yeah,
is
that
active in
shit's
the
fucked up.
micrograms. So just a small amount, the size of a couple grains of salt will kill you.
Yeah, it was like a rhino
Yeah,
tranquilizer,
isn't
wasn't it?
like even
Yeah, I
if it
think
goes
they
in
do
your
use it as
skin
a-
or on your skin, like if you touch it, it can like
Yeah,
get
it's
into you?
it's a sublingual thing. They actually they sell it as like patches and stuff like that.
That's nuts.
Yeah, we can make shit like that, but we can't just legalize,
Right.
CBD oil.
Sure. Right.
Which actually, Wisconsin just legalized that CBD
What is
oil.
CBD oil?
It's a
cannabidiol. It's like the other component of marijuana.
yeah.
Oh.
You can't get high off it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not psychoactive.
but
Yeah.
it's like for like your health,
Pain
pain.
management,
Health.
from what I've heard.
Yeah, and it also kind of works in like synchronicity with THC. It kind of brings down the more.
Trippiness.
Yeah, right. It balances that out, makes it more calming.
Huh. That's interesting.
I think indicas carry more more CBD content than THC, and then sativas are the complete opposite: more THC, less CBD,
Yeah.
and more psychedelic high.
And when is this stuff coming around? Or is it around? Or
I think we just passed it.
oh,
Yeah, and I believe it was just even it was just scheduled one federally recently too.
Yeah, they just had excuse me. They just had a chance to renew it or review it rather, and they stuck with the Schedule 1.
Okay.
Which is like
Yeah.
the same as what, heroin and shit?
Yeah,
Or is heroin
right.
not even as bad as marijuana according to the feds?
I believe heroin's Schedule 1. Marijuana is Schedule 1.
Yeah.
Cocaine's like Schedule 2 or 3, I think.
That's probably because they're all on coke.
Well, yeah, and they say it has some medicinal value because they do use it as like a topical anesthetic in some cases and stuff like that.
They used to use heroin too.
Right. It's
Like,
an
you used to be
opioid,
able- Yeah, you used to be able to buy that shit like, Coke used to have Coke in it, You go to the store, buy a
Sure.
fucking whole bottle of like Coke, heroin, alcohol, marijuana mix. Just
Right.
drink it at home.
Yeah. A lot of housewives used to drink that, and when they were watching their kids.
Yeah, now they just make Xanax
that must be how
cocktails.
they all
Yeah.
stayed so skinny.
Maybe.
Chicks at that time were not skinny.
Yeah, huh?
No, they weren't. Not compared to the bitches nowadays. You look at like Real Housewives of Fucksville, and they're like at least 100 pounds less than Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Like chicks back in the day were fat.
Well, it depends. No, it depends what
And not in the good
time
way.
frame. Like that, I feel like the
I think that-
50s and the 60s and the 70s was all like super slender.
I think the 70s was the best time for women's shape.
Well, I thought obesity was a recent problem, right?
right.
Yeah, I seen a meme where it's like,
Maybe it's because they don't put Coke in the Coke anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, they're
right.
like, oh, I gotta go outside. I
Yeah.
gotta go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen a meme where it was like the world's fattest man in like 1940, and he was like 300 pounds. And then it was like, today's average cop, 300 pounds.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So we have not talked about consciousness much.
That's all right. What do you believe? What do you?
I don't know. I did see something where they can take half of your brain out, and you still know who you are. You still have consciousness.
Yeah.
And that raised a question where if you take half of your brain out and put the other half in another body, which one has the consciousness?
Right. What do you think?
Really deep.
I mean, what do you?
I don't fucking know. I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, I mean, what do you believe? Do you think consciousness is like localized in your brain? Do you think it's like your head's like a meat radio and it kind of is transmitted?
I don't know. I like a lot of the computer analogies.
Yeah,
because that makes a lot of sense to me.
Okay.
I do like some of the religious analogies too, because I was raised religious, but I rejected a lot of that shit. But I still remain agnostic, where I'm not smart enough to know if there's a higher power, but it makes sense that there is. But I don't think religion has anything like even close to what a god would actually be.
Yeah.
So I think when it comes to like a soul, like a consciousness could be like that. And there's so many different theories where your consciousness, it creates your reality. So it would create your God, where you can take your consciousness and you can put it in someone else, or your consciousness, leaves your body when you die and it goes into someone else or something else. Or there's also the multiverse, where your consciousness goes through like a rift in space and goes to a parallel universe, literally half an inch next to you on a different wavelength. So there's so many different things where...
Damn.
Sure. Yeah, these are things that I think of as well. I kind of think that I'm conflicted. I can't ever really put my finger on one certain idea and be stuck with it. I consider myself agnostic as well. I don't necessarily believe in a God. I kind of believe that we were actually created by like some weird ancient civilization, and somehow.
So like the Planet X thing?
I don't know that theory.
That was where I can't.
Oh yeah,
there was a planet
from within our universe.
Yeah, basically aliens came down and made us.
Yeah. I kind of think that I'm thinking even on a much broader scale, even the whole universe was created by some sort of weird ancient civilization. I don't know. That's one idea that I have, and the other is that maybe consciousness isn't local. It's actually something that's transmitted, and when you die, you end up going to this specific place, and then you're constantly being reborn, more along the lines of like the Buddhist thought of idea,
where your consciousness moves on to something else.
Right. You just constantly go through the cycle of death and birth until you reach the sense of enlightenment, and then
that's
the struggle.
Super awesome.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
Yeah, but think of how many lifetimes of pain you have to go through.
Right.
Like, what if you are?
Oh, it could be great too. I mean,
what if you're a slave, and then you die, and you're reincarnated as a Jew in a concentration camp, and then you die, and then you're reincarnated as a black man in the 70s, and you die.
But then doesn't that lead on to the fact that if you're like kind of like if you're a good person though, you die and you like wouldn't go to a bad place again, and then if you're a bad person, you would go to a bad place in your next life?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any sort of cosmic like good or bad.
It's just is what it is.
Yeah, right.
That's more of a religious thing.
Yeah, I think.
Or you do good, you go to heaven. You do bad, you go to hell.
It's like karma.
Yeah,
religious?
basically karma. Which, I don't believe in karma.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily do either.
I think it's something that you like.
I think
unconsciously draw, in like the things you do every day, the choices you make, and it's just like a magnet, like
Yeah,
I think negativity definitely draws negativity, and positivity definitely draws positivity.
For sure.
I think it might just be, human nature, and we like to put like patterns on everything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We try to
Sure.
make sense of everything.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, I don't know, weird things do happen. Like, I was thinking of my ma the other day, and all of a sudden my phone rings and it's her. And I was thinking of this guy that I saw riding a bike. He was like, man, that looks like some guy I used to see in my neighborhood. And sure
He
enough,
just randomly
that
called,
guy,
yeah.
No, he didn't call. He just pulled up right next to me in the car
Oh.
next to me. I was like, holy shit, that is...
Oh, you thought it was the guy on
Like
the
you
bike,
were-
but he turned up right next to you.
But
Wow.
it was some, like a Mexican guy on the bike.
Yeah.
This dude was white, and I was like, oh, he used to, because it was like a 3-wheel bike.
Yeah.
And he used to ride this 3-wheel bike all around the neighborhood.
Okay.
So, I remember what he looked like.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he pulled up right next to me. He didn't notice me or anything like that. But
Wow.
yeah, it's just weird things like that. I kind of think that, somehow all of our consciousness is somewhat connected. We're all kind of stemming from the same thing, or maybe
Well,
we are the same thing, just experiencing
That is a theory,
it
yeah, where
subjectively.
all our consciousness are connected.
Right.
And another thing I brought up when I brought up the 3 tiers of consciousness, you got the reptile, mammal, and humans. But what about trees? You know about trees?
No.
How they communicate to each other?
Mm-mm.
Like, if you have a giraffe eating from a tree and downwind from that giraffe, the other trees will know that, and they will actually change the taste of their leaves.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Like they communicate, like plants actually communicate with each other, and they can change their taste and their texture and their feel.
wow.
So tell me,
Wow.
they're not communicating texturing or texturing. Yeah, they're communicating, so they have consciousness. They know what's going on. They know if they're about to die. They're in survival mode,
Sure.
so they have consciousness.
Right. So they just do a chemical reaction and
Yeah, well, it's all chemical shit,
Sure, right,
but
right.
it's basically consciousness.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Well, it's like
interesting.
I think what you
Be
well,
nice
this
to plants.
right. This is like not related to the plants thing, but like the consciousness thing.
That's what we're talking about.
When you're
consciousness.
thinking about something a lot, I think that like moves neurons or something in your brain that like
Are you
connect
talking
to
about
different.
the secret,
Yeah, I guess so. Or like
where you wish enough and it comes true?
no,
That's the secret, right?
it's like
Oh,
where
yeah,
if you
I think so.
consider yourself like I am like really good
I'm
at
good enough. I'm smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like me.
like I'm really good at doing I always use this example, but like doing math, and then like it makes you more confident in yourself and then makes you better. Whereas if people are constantly telling you or someone's telling you or you think you're constantly like you're bad at math, you're going to be
But is that consciousness
Subconsciously bad at-
or is that's subconsciously? Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's
it's like
subconsciously.
the power of thought pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
Like, what if we all thought about one action? The entire world thought about one action
Well,
at
Right.
once.
I
Yeah.
did watch
You
a
know?
video on that. Apparently, they have number generators set up like
Sure. I know
like
what you're
15 of
talking
them around the world.
Mm-hmm.
9/11. You watch that one?
Yeah, there was like a reaction to the number generator. When a big
Yeah. So
event happened, basically.
yeah, so there was
Yeah.
like 15 number generators all across the world, and they just constantly generate random numbers to sense like the world,
Okay.
and they're all like random, and then 9/11 hit, and all of a sudden, all of them went to the same number.
That's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, and that's supposed to simulate like we all have like we affect like our
The universe?
no, not the universe, but like the people like in a city, like they all have the same consciousness. Like if you guys remember after 9/11, everyone was like basically, at least my understanding, a lot of other people is like high-fiving down the street, like America, fuck yeah, like
Yeah.
like everyone was like friendly. Like you would see someone, you'd be like, hi, how's it going? Like you're so happy that nothing happened.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I didn't see any of that locally, but I did see a little bit here and there, but
like people seem different.
Well, you're
Yeah.
just referring to just in New York, right, Sean?
No.
Like everyone around
I think
the world?
I think the reaction was pretty big.
Like
Yeah.
the impact of it?
Oh, the impact of 9/11. How old were you then, Carrie? Like 11?
I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was like
a freshman, I think.
I was 19 or 20.
I thought you were older than me.
What year were
I'm
you
30.
born?
87.
Yeah, her too.
I'm
So
February
you're both 30.
87.
Okay, January.
Yeah, I'm going on
So
36.
you're like a month
bit.
older.
Yeah, right.
I didn't realize that was your 30th.
Yeah.
We should have had it like, we definitely should have celebrated at work. It was like both our 30th in 1 month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know your birthday was just up.
Yeah.
Yeah. no, I
early
didn't-
February.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Awesome. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Congratulations to you and happy birthday.
Well, I was 20 and I was out in the workforce and I wasn't in high school.
Yeah.
I was dealing with like
Right.
adults, you know?
Yeah.
And like the mood, Jesus Christ, Carrie.
Sorry.
Watch out for that giant black dick in your face that I call a microphone.
Ew, don't refer to it like that. That's already gross.
I'm white, but my penis is black.
Oh my God, Sean.
Okay. We went 35 minutes before I got sexual. Boom. Record set. So yeah, like the tone did shift a lot.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like you see someone walking down the street and you actually like give them eye contact and nodded to them.
Yeah.
As opposed before, you just mind your own business. And this is in Milwaukee. So I think the tone universally did shift with everyone. I remember countries that didn't give a fuck about us liked us after that.
And now the tone has shifted 50%.
Yeah. Well, the tone is... that's a completely different topic, how the tone has shifted. But yeah, it does kind of show like the hive mentality. But I don't know if that's consciousness or that's subconsciousness where we have a herd mentality.
Right.
Where we see, the media leading us one way and we just... like sheep just
100% agree with that. That's why I don't watch the news anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It needs a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they say, what do they say? We only use like 98% or 95% of our brain.
I always thought it was 10%, and then I read that was bullshit.
Okay.
I think we only use like a certain percentage at one time, but we do use 100% of our brain.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
no, aren't there like, so there's different parts of your brain, like what you perceive, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste.
So the whole left-right
Like-
brain
Yeah.
is bullshit too.
But like that, I think all those things
I don't
and
think
more
so.
together.
I'm pretty sure your left part of your brain like controls like your right side and your...
I thought I saw something. I could be wrong. I saw something where it said
Isn't
like
your
that
left
was
creative
bullshit.
and your right is analytical?
Maybe.
I think that's what's bullshit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And maybe that's it because like you like certain things are controlled by certain parts of your
Yeah.
brain, but like they fire all over, and just because like you're not only going to be using your right brain or only using your left
But
brain.
maybe that goes back.
It's more like philosophical, I think.
But maybe that
Sure.
goes back to the whole neurons thing where like if you think you're creative, the creative part of your brain is on the left side. And then if you think more mathematically, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Some, because your brain has different like sections and
Sure.
in each section is
Yeah, they're
like a
trying to-
different task,
Yeah, they're trying to find out where your consciousness is in your brain. And
Right.
they think it's down towards like the base of your skull.
That's what was that thing we were talking about that I said was in the center of your brain?
The pineal gland.
Yeah.
That's where it was. It was right at the base of your spinal cord.
Who knows? Maybe that's where consciousness is centered from. Maybe consciousness is... I don't know. Maybe consciousness is DMT. Endogenous DMT.
Yeah.
It could be, yeah.
I did see a debate between like I think it was Plato and Democracy. I don't think that's how you say his name, but it sounded like Democracy, where one was.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce it either.
But you don't kind of know
Yep.
what I'm talking about. Where one was like you're basically a bunch of neutrons, I think it was, or atoms. There's something I don't know what the fuck it was, but your consciousness comes because you're made up of all these little things, and the other one was like your consciousness makes you all these things.
Okay,
Am I right?
I'm not sure.
Okay. what were you thinking?
I was thinking you were describing. You were saying the name of a philosopher.
Yeah, Plato's and Democritus or whatever his name
I don't
is.
think I'm familiar with his work though.
Okay.
So
yeah, I
you
watched
probably know
something
more
today.
than I do. So.
I watched something at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Fucking like 7 hours of sleep.
Sure.
I don't function that much. But what do you? Okay, let's jump way back.
Okay.
Simulation theory. That's
Sure.
a fun one. People like to debate. I think it's a fun one too. What do you think about that, Carrie?
Is that the one we were just talking about?
No.
Wait, the first one?
The very first. We're living in a simulation. We're basically in a video game. Have you ever played The Sims?
No.
You know what The Sims are?
Yeah. I played Oregon Trail. Isn't that kind of similar?
No, not at all.
No.
Oh.
Girls talking video games doesn't work.
Oregon Trails. That
Yeah.
is complete-
But isn't it like
You
where you're
just got
trying to
syphilis. You
survive?
died. No,
No, it's like-
Sims you make.
You never played like Sim City or anything?
No.
No?
Sim roller coaster,
No.
anything?
Okay.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah.
No, but that sounds fun.
It
Oh,
was
God.
fun.
I
remember.
don't really have time though to like put things together like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to put my own life together.
Well, basically, the theory is we're living inside of a computer simulation.
It's hard to disprove.
Yeah. It's hard to prove, too.
Yeah.
Like
Well, they found computer code.
I saw
Like-
something about that.
like Donnie Darko, where you
Where-
have like a path that pulls you.
Oh, kind of. Yeah. It would be an invisible path. Like, that also brings up free will. Because if we're in a computer simulation, like, we have, like, someone controlling us,
Yeah.
which could be a higher power. It could be a god. But we're also free will. But
Like that show we're watching,
what
or
show?
we're watching with the robots, the cowboy.
Oh,
robot.
Westworld?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we got like 3 episodes in.
Yeah. that's a
Why
good
haven't we
show.
finished it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we need to. I liked that show.
Yeah, we do.
It's really good. I like that show. too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like basically, like something is, we're living in a fake reality. Like, have you seen The Matrix?
No.
Me either, but I know what it's about.
Yeah.
You've seen The Matrix, I
Sure.
take it.
Sure. And I'm familiar with the theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were saying something before about they found code in the ground, and I watched a video about that, but they didn't say how or where or what the fuck it was. They just said like they found code, and it was a unique code to someone that wrote the code in 1940.
Yeah. Well, I think it was what I heard. It was, I believe it was found in like DNA coding or something like that.
Okay.
And this particular sequence or language of numbers was invented in like 1930s by a computer programmer. So I don't know exactly what it means or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either,
But I
because
know
if
it's
it was
strange.
invented in the 40s and they found it on the ground, that means it's like,
Yeah.
80 years old.
Well, one thing that I think is really strange is, just mathematics as a whole. Everything is, it's this complete mathematical masterpiece. Essentially, and everything kind of has this greater design behind it, like the Fibonacci sequence. The
I don't
golden
know shit about
spiral.
math, dude, honestly.
Yeah, well, Fibonacci sequence is like 1 + 2 equals 3.
Yeah.
3 + equals 5.
Wait,
Equals
1 +
7.
2 = 3.
So it's just adding all the numbers up in sequence. So 1 + 2, and then you would add up 2 and 1, and that would be 3, and then 3 and 2, and that would be 5. 5 and 3, that would be 7, and 7 and 5,
Dude.
that would be 12.
God damn it. I somewhat learned how to play cribbage today, and
Yeah.
now I'm doing more math, and my brain is just fucking killing me. No more numbers.
I'll show you a picture of like the golden spiral. It's basically just like a representation of Fibonacci's sequence. Golden spiral.
Okay, so yeah, the numbers are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean I think it's fascinating.
I took my last math class my sophomore year of high school, and that was fucking almost 20 years ago.
So look at the spiral over the photos there. I mean everything takes that same geometrical structure. Things in nature, years shaped that way.
It's just
Galaxies are shaped that way.
Well, it's what it looks like when you pour something down the sink or flush a toilet. It's just you can make that symbol out of anything.
But it's not just a symbol. I mean, everything kind of follows that same.
Yeah,
pattern.
it's like going down the drain.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with gravity.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, sure.
It's just
a spiral, right?
Yeah,
right. It's just like an elongated spiral.
So what does that spiral mean?
It's just
has
this
to do with the
common
math?
Well, it's just this common structure that's found in pretty much all living things, as
Like
well as the
hurricanes
entire
and
galaxy. Yeah, hurricanes would be one example. Like succulents and plants like that. Sunflowers, they have that spiral.
One thing I saw about the whole simulation matrix effect was the pixelization, where everything is basically made up of the same exact pixels. Pixels,
sure,
but in a different way.
Yeah,
like the same 10 pixels makes up everything.
Sure. Well, everything in this universe is essentially made of something called quarks.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade.
Yeah, it's fucking fascinating. So inside a neutron and a proton are two quarks. So
yeah,
and it's that's as far as we've been able to look this far and see, and so that's pretty much all we know at that super subatomic level.
Yeah. When you get into that atoms and neutrons and photons and quantrons, I figured out what Google meant today.
Yeah.
It was a Google-kin? Is that the full term?
Google is just like
it's like
10 to the 100th, I think.
Yeah. The way I heard it described, it was like 1,100ths or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something crazy.
And then a Googleplex is like that to 100.
Yeah, Googleplex. I think that's the word I heard today.
Yep.
I was like, holy shit, Google. You're fucking so crafty. I love you.
Yeah, no, that's a great name for the company.
Way better than Bing
or Yahoo or something.
Yeah,
like
Yahoo.
That, right?
What the fuck were they
Ask
thinking?
Jeeves.
Oh, I used to love Ask Jeeves. I asked him everything.
Yeah,
he never gave me the right answers.
Yeah, right. Fucking Jeeves.
It was always like, where can I find this girl? It's like, don't be a stalker. But yeah, the other thing one of the theories I really liked about consciousness was the multiverse, because I'm a big comic book nerd. Do you get into comics at all?
I don't know.
Okay.
No.
In DC, they have something called the multiverse, where you know about multiverse,
sure.
right? Yeah. Well, DC has it where Superman is Superman, except in this different reality that lives right next to this reality, he landed in Russia, and now he's communist Superman. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's now the Red Sun.
Sure.
So
okay.
Yeah, so that got me, like, I've always really loved those comics.
Yeah.
And so the multiverse is really fucking fascinating.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
And it's basically where, like, there's an infinite number of universes where everything about you is exactly the same except one minor detail.
Right. It is an infinite number.
Yeah.
It goes on and on.
Yeah, like in another
infinite number of possibilities.
Yeah.
I could be anything in another lifetime.
Yeah, infinite number of universes. We're doing this podcast right now, but yet suddenly you're speaking German.
Yeah, right. Right, exactly. In another universe, I would die right here.
Yeah. From Carrie comes down and she just starts shooting us both.
Exactly.
Because she's Carrie.
Or I would just kill all you guys.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
Or suddenly Brody turns into a werewolf, as he does once a month.
Yep. It's a possibility in an infinite universe.
Or I read one where I like it where they all coexist. Like, all these universes are taking place right now in the studio where we're recording.
Right. And just forks.
Yeah. There's just like a different frequency or a different wavelength. It's slightly off.
Yeah.
But like everything is here.
Sure. And do you think that's impacted by your your ongoings,
like what you do affects the other universes?
It affects your the outcome of the future universe. Do you think
of your current universe?
Yeah. Do you think you're constantly on this kind of path, and when you make a there's all these possible universes in front of you, and then when you
Oh,
when you're on
okay,
the
yeah, I
path,
get you.
You make a decision, and then you fork
Yeah.
off to another possibility.
But yet that
other
one-
possibility, those other universes are still equally as real as the other.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like when you're a kid, you'd have the Pick an Adventure book.
sure, right.
But like all those
Adventures are still
yeah,
there.
all those endings are still there. You
Right.
just decide what page to jump to.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I love the multiverse.
Yeah. Or, like, are we in when I think multiverse, I think of our universe, outside, like the red zone beyond where we can see, and then outside of that, there's a whole nother universe. And then outside of that, there's a whole nother universe, kind of like grains on a sand.
Yeah.
And I almost think that, the universe is fractal, like it keeps going. So we these universes, at the super subatomic level, when things get super small beyond we can even see, are just other universes, and it just keeps going and just keeps going.
Did you hear about
So
the
it
black?
goes inwards and not outwards?
Did you hear about?
Which way?
Both ways? You
Yeah.
don't- yeah?
Well, that's what I was going to get into. You hear about the black hole theory?
No, that it goes to another universe, or
Yeah.
a different part of our universe.
No, where every black hole like goes into another universe, and inside that universe is trillions of black holes, and each one of those black holes goes into another universe.
I have
Sure.
heard about that.
Yeah, that's fucking
Crazy.
trippy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
when you think
that's
about that
interesting.
shit, like when you just think about like the size of the universe, it makes you realize how fucking small you really are.
Yeah, and the time scale too.
Yeah. And what is time compared to consciousness?
Time. God, yeah, I don't know.
Because think about it, when you're a kid, fucking like every day was like,
Sure.
like we base time off of experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're younger,
Time went slower.
yeah, time's slower because
Yeah.
you're learning new shit constantly. When you're older, you're like, oh my god, where did the month of March go?
And then
it
one
was
day you
just
wake up and
February.
you're-
Right.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because we're less like big moments. So time basically is subjective.
right.
It's
Right.
like our consciousness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your brain has a natural way of slowing itself down to relish in the good and big moments.
And is that,
That must be why
slowing it
college
down?
lasts so long.
learning moments.
Because
Yeah.
it's so awful.
I never went to college.
At least my
I
experience.
never graduated college.
Did you enjoy college?
I did.
What'd you go to
sometimes
college
I
for?
hated it. A bunch of different things. First, I went to going for computer science.
That's a good thing to go into.
Yeah. Next, and then I wanted to be like a psychologist or like a drug counselor. And then third,
That's a good thing to go into, but it doesn't pay well.
Yeah, no, it does not. And
have a
third, I
friend
wanted
who's
to
one
be a
of those.
chemist.
Chemist?
Yeah, but that didn't work out either because I'm terrible with math.
You just wanted to make your own drugs.
Maybe you just think you're terrible with math.
Yeah, no,
I'm terrible with math.
I can get through algebra, but anything higher than that, it's like I just really struggle.
Yeah, I couldn't
So-
get through algebra in high school, so
Yeah.
don't feel bad, man.
Yeah, that's as high as I can get. So,
I think you can get way higher than that. Come on now.
yeah, I wish.
Pun.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Where were we?
I don't know.
We're talking about multiverses, consciousness.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
What do you believe, Carrie?
Yeah, what do you think about consciousness?
Yeah.
Where is your consciousness right now on your body? Point to it. Show us where consciousness touched you.
I think it's in your head
So it's all
because the brain is like the powerhouse of you.
okay.
Sure.
So when you leave the house, is that microphone that's sticking in your mouth right now? Is that still there, or does that go away?
Yeah, it's still. What was that?
Oh. I guess that's louder than I thought it would be.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's still here.
Okay,
It's
so you
on
don't believe in
table.
the that was the phenomenalism
Nope.
theory. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I totally think that you are what you create, pretty much. Like you have the choice to be who you want to be.
So how do you explain then someone that does everything right and no matter what happens, they're constantly getting shit on?
They need better people around them in their life.
But they're doing everything right.
Well, they got to be doing everything that's good for them.
Oh, so
too.
you have to be selfish with your confidence.
Not 100%.
Confidence, consciousness.
There needs to be a happy balance, between, being polite and knowing when to stick up for yourself.
What do you think about the multiverse?
Like what you were just talking about, Dereck? About the multiple, universes that
there's-
go in and out?
Sure.
Where
Is that what the
There's a-
multiverse
okay, hold on.
is?
Here's a multiverse because you're
Oh.
upstairs letting the dog out when we were talking about it.
Okay.
Like basically, there are an infinite number of universes where you exist right now, but each one has a slight change to it. So right now in another universe, I'm talking to you, but you are a brunette. There's another universe where I'm talking to you where you're a guy. There's another universe where I'm talking to you, but you're actually talking to me.
Okay, I don't believe that, but that does remind me of Stranger Things, right?
What, with Dee Snider?
Isn't that the show we were just watching?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stranger Things, right?
What the
That's
hell
the
was
name
it?
of it.
What was the Dee Snider movie?
I don't know.
That was Strange Things.
Okay, but
I'm not sure.
Fuck, I
whatever.
gotta Google that.
There's the other,
Other
universe,
right.
what is it called? Yeah. I forget the name that they
Oh,
call
the
it in
Underworld.
The show. The Underworld, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
No, that's the movie you're talking about?
The flip world. No, in are you talking about
Stranger Things?
yeah, where they go in the upside down world.
The Upside Down World, that's what they called it.
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
That's super cool. But no, I don't believe in that kind of...
Strange Land. It was called Strange Land.
Okay.
Yeah, where he was
How did you think of that? Stranger Things,
oh, Stranger Things, Strange Land. Oh, I don't know how I
whatever.
got
We
them
just
confused.
started watching Stranger Things. I mean, we just, recently watched all of it. Anyways. Yeah, I know. I don't... like I said, I just think that I don't know, what you think you are kind of thing.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, it's kind of like what Sean said about when when you're positive, you attract positive. Wasn't it you? I
Yeah,
think?
yeah, it was
Yeah,
me.
and when you're negative, you attract negative.
Right.
But
Right.
it's also a matter of I think fighting your own brain for being that whatever,
Yeah.
whoever you want to be.
Right.
Good or
Takes discipline.
yeah,
That's for sure.
But there's also things outside of your control. Like you can be the most
Right.
positive person in the world, and people will see that, and that's a weakness that they are gonna pick you apart.
But that's their problem though. That's not
but
your
that
problem.
still affects you.
Right.
It doesn't have to affect
Well,
you if you don't
You
let
can
it.
still stay positive, but you could also be in a shithole living in the gutter because someone just totally took advantage of you.
It's all a matter in how you see things.
You can see a gutter. Oh, there's probably
Obviously,
plenty
you
of hope.
see things
Hold
pretty
on.
negatively.
Well, no. There's plenty of homeless people that are living in a tent under a bridge that are happy as fuck, and they're just free and they do whatever the fuck they want, and they're happy as hell.
Yeah.
But that seems negative to people like us that live in a house with nice things.
True, but maybe not. Maybe some people want to live in a tent.
Yeah. Right.
I like to live in a cabin.
I think anybody should be free to do whatever the hell they want to do.
Oh yeah, totally.
sure.
Right.
Yeah, people keep telling you America, go live out in the woods, and you go live out in the woods, and you fucking hunt and fish on your own land, and all of a sudden you're arrested for not paying taxes and
Right.
hunting without a permit.
Right.
You're like, what the fuck, man?
Or
Come on.
Walking across a border or something like
Yeah.
that.
It's
it's
like, oh
bullshit.
shit, I'm in Illinois now. I'm illegal.
Right. There's this invisible line on the sand. Oh shit.
Right.
And I'm breaking laws. Yeah. It's
So-
ridiculous.
Does that answer the question
I don't remember the question.
about? Okay.
Oh, the multiverse. What do you think about the Matrix effect, or not effect? The Matrix theory,
I don't know what that is.
where you live in a computer simulation. Which I
No.
one thing I
okay,
liked
I
about
hesitate only because I feel like people Final Destination. I keep making references. I'm sorry, but where everyone has a certain path, they are
so you don't believe in
meant
free
to take
will.
in life.
Yeah, you don't believe in free will.
fate, basically. Everybody has this predetermined path.
Yes.
I was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So everything that's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Right.
no matter what you do, you're gonna go
Sure.
whether you go to bed early tonight or late tomorrow, you're going to be tired tomorrow. That kind of thing.
I guess not, because I don't know. Because then again,
You don't have a choice. You're going to stay up late tonight. Whether you want to or not, fate has decided.
It goes back to me deciding like what my fate is.
So you do believe in free will then. Not everything is predetermined.
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's
predetermined, with free will. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a mixture.
It's
you have
your free will
three choices in two different boxes.
Sure.
You have like choice A, B, and C, and then you can go over here or do D, E, and F.
Oh my god, I don't know why.
I look at it like, so there's like a rail, right? Like picture a train. So you're on a train.
I picture a train.
And there's a predetermined path, right? Free will is the engine that's moving it along that path.
Right.
Yeah.
That'd be the best
basically
way to
you can
describe
pick like you have choice A or choice B. So you have two destinations and you get to choose between those two destinations. Right?
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
Like choose your own destination books.
Yeah, that's what I
Like,
we were
when
talking
you're-
about that earlier.
Yeah.
Just a second ago.
I think you're upstairs with the dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, one thing I liked about they referenced in one of the videos I watched, it was the Big Bang Theory in relation to computer simulation.
Yeah.
Where if you look at a video game, there is no video game until you turn on your Xbox or your PlayStation.
Sure.
And that's the Big Bang. And that starts everything up for all those characters in that game.
Yeah. Sure. That's an interesting theory.
Yeah, I like the Matrix theory because according to that theory, you can hack it and you get like fucking superpowers.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
Right. Right.
right,
Well,
Carrie-
I think you can hack it, in a sense. Yeah. If there is a simulation theory, then I think, things like meditation and yoga and stuff like that and psychedelic drugs can get you there.
Yeah, I'd done a little bit of yoga, not much.
I haven't. I'm interested, though. I'm
I got
looking for an opportunity.
I don't know.
to
You've
do
done
it.
yoga before, Sean.
Well, when I was 18, living in the Dells,
Yeah.
I used
You
to...
did yoga?
Yeah, by myself.
What?
Yeah, in between the Korean Mafia kicking down my door and the other Koreans feeding me
Korean
Korean
Mafia.
barbecue, yeah, I would print shit out, listen to Static X while drinking Milwaukee's Best and do yoga.
Oh my god! I learn new things about
Completely
you. So
zen.
I didn't tell you about the Korean Mafia trying to kick down my door.
You might have, but I had
'Cause-
just learning about this yoga thing, and that's kind of blowing my
Well,
mind.
quiet time ended at like 7 in the morning, right?
Okay.
And I was working third shift. So, like, that's like, 9 o'clock on a Friday for me. So, quiet time ends, fucking music goes on, Milwaukee's Best goes, down. And this little Korean comes down, bang, 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 knock on my door. You turn on your music. This little girl, I can't do a female Korean.
Oh,
but
I've heard this story
yeah, she's
before.
like, you turn on your music. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. And I slammed the door in her face.
That's really mean.
Well,
Yeah, what
I
a
was
jerk.
I was 18,
Yeah, right.
drinking illegally, third shift, whatever.
Your own place.
I hear little feet go up. I hear,
Okay.
boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. I'm not gonna fucking answer the door. Doom, 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 doom. You come out. You come out. You go out. You are. Doom, doom, doom. I don't do anything. I just fucking leave my I'm living in a hotel, by the way, in the Dells. I don't do anything. Finally, back up the stairs. Finally, I go outside, and there's footprints above my head on the door from where this fucker was kicking the door. Yeah.
That's funny.
That has nothing to do with consciousness.
No, that's insane.
Yeah, you were conscious at that time.
I was conscious as fuck.
Yeah, right. Aware. Super
Maybe you
aware.
were slightly out of your conscious.
Consciousness.
Yeah, I was trying to transport myself into something else. What do you think about that, Carrie? Where
What?
you can take half your brain out of your head and still live and be conscious. But if you take half your brain out, you put the other half in some other body, where is your consciousness?
No, I think if you take half your brain out, you're going to be missing all of those functions that part of the brain controls.
True.
Like, I took neurology my last semester in college. Biggest fucking mistake in my life, because it was the first and only class I ever failed, and it was my last semester.
Yeah, sure.
And I only took it for fun because just like brains and stuff interest me. And oh my god, these are falling off my head.
That's what you said.
And there's like, we basically, if there's anything I got from it, it's that your brain has like all these different pockets of certain functions. So like if you get shot in the brain, for instance, or stabbed or something, some kind of damage to one part of your brain, it can affect that sense.
Sure. Right.
So
Right.
Yeah, like Daredevil. No one else here watches comics. Sorry. Okay.
Wait.
Someone out there got that.
Yeah.
Could I bring up a side note?
Yeah.
Like, kind of speaking of comics.
Yeah.
Okay, have you seen that Doctor Strange? Was that it?
Yeah.
Incredible Strange?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Have you
Sure.
seen that? Oh my god, it's so good, right?
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was very
I
like.
thought visually it was really good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I really didn't get into the storyline that much.
Yeah, it
I
was-
didn't care for the main character.
I thought it was super
Yeah,
though, like
Doctor Who.
psychological.
Sherlock Holmes guy.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes guy. I thought it was at first when I started watching it, I thought it was Keanu Reeves. But
I
was
could see
wrong.
that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It looks just like
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was trippy. That's the only reason I want to watch.
Yeah.
It was special
right.
effects.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
but
it was good.
that was the same for me. But I totally got like a more psychological.
Yeah, that could be like
vibe from it.
consciousness, right?
Yeah.
Where you take your consciousness out of your body.
Exactly.
Right. Out of body experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And where does your consciousness go after you die?
Right. I kind of think it goes to like the sea of souls, and every time somebody's born, it just plucks from it. Zoop.
I kind of believe that because
That's an interesting concept.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Sea of souls is kind of like a bad word for it, but I think it's like this crazy, super.
sounds like a metal band.
Yeah.
That would
But-
be a cool band name.
But it's this other realm that's incredibly complex, and it's just full of non matter entities.
Could it be like
it's
purgatory?
just pure consciousness. Yeah, I guess
It could be like a
It
purgatory,
would be
but-
like a like purgatory, sure.
Right.
But
You
it
keep-
wouldn't be like before you go to heaven or hell. It would just be
maybe it's you have to keep living this life until you
until you
reach enlightenment.
right, like the Buddhists
Yeah.
say. Who knows? That could very well be. I don't
Combine
know.
all religions. That's what I say.
Yeah,
Find the best of each religion and anti-religion.
Sure.
Combine them all together.
I definitely think Buddhism is, if I were to follow any religion, because that's
Right, I
basically
would-
not a religion, but kind of a religion.
Sure.
It's like a.
You're basically worshiping
Thought-
that guy, right?
No, you're not like worshiping anyone. It's like a.
right. It's just it's
Oh, Carrie, maybe you
self-
can make me a fan of Buddhism because I don't know anything about it besides
Yeah.
enlightenment.
Yes,
I don't know much
would
about
love
it
to.
either.
Yeah.
Other than the core belief.
I just know the
But-
big back guy and
Yeah.
enlightenment.
I just know a
Sure.
lot of the. This is going to sound
Dalai
so
Lama.
girl Pinteresty, but like I do read and I have like a book on Dalai Lama, and I read like the Tao of Pooh, and that's kind of, I think, relatable. Have you
say
read the
The
book?
Tower of Pooh.
The
You
Tao.
said Towel of Poo?
The Tao
The
of
Pooh
Pooh.
towel?
Tao.
Towel.
Tao of
Tao.
Pooh.
You
Yeah.
gotta say Tao Poo.
Oh my god.
Tao Poo.
It's kind of relatable though to like Buddhism or
Okay.
because you should really read it. It's really good and it's short.
Tao Poo.
It's
Okay.
super short.
Does it have like a white cover and it's like the graphics like centered on the bottom right?
It's like literally Winnie the Pooh with like a red border, and
Okay.
the book is like less than an inch thick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it only took me like
That's what she said.
I take forever to read books.
Yeah, you do.
And
Yeah, me
this
too.
book took me like a week. Like
Yeah.
it was really good.
Yeah.
So
like-
it was basically about like being able to like sit and just enjoy, like not have to like sit outside and just enjoy
Live in the now.
the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like Buddhism practices a lot of that, or believes, or whatever the word is,
Sure.
terminology is.
Sure.
And also just to be a good person, I guess,
Yeah. Yeah.
in a nutshell.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
Definitely. Yeah. I think more than anything, I would probably subscribe to that thought, you know. But
Yeah, for sure.
There's really no concept that I can say I definitively believe. I'm agnostic on all of it, you know. I have no idea, you know, but I'm completely fascinated with trying to figure it out, you know.
Yeah,
I love thinking about it.
Yeah, like the whole theory of we only use 10% of our brain.
Yeah.
Like that's been disproven, but I think it works as far as like religion goes. Like we make all these religions to try to make sense of things.
Yeah.
And none of them, maybe each religion has a tiny little sliver of what's real. I don't think we can ever properly grasp what happens.
Yeah, I think religions are just, it's like all focus goes, I mean, this is a totally different like topic kind of, but.
No, I'm sure this has to do with consciousness because I've seen that with consciousness of how we make our own, you know, gods out of our consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just something for other people, for people to just like look up to, rely on, live by.
Yeah, we're trying to understand things.
Yeah.
We're trying to understand everything.
Yeah.
And I think the comparison with consciousness and soul is a pretty good comparison. Because, like, especially if you believe, like, your consciousness goes on to something else, like what the fuck is a soul? What the fuck is a consciousness? Like, they're both in parts of the body where we don't know and we can't explain either one of them.
Right.
So, like, that's what I don't... One of the main things I don't like about science and one of the main things I don't like about religion is they both believe that they can't coexist together. And I think religion and science can work together to try to come up with some sort of balance.
Yeah. Well, what I think is that I think religion from the very early, you know, beginning and it's had its start actually stemmed from the psychedelic experience.
Yeah, like the burning bush.
The burning bush, they say that was Acacia confusa.
Yeah.
And it's actually, you know, a highly DMT containing plant. So who knows? Maybe they were extracting it. And maybe.
And every religion has like a major flood.
Sure.
And most religions have, you know, like the Egyptians.
What do you mean by
flood?
Like
major flood, like the Great Flood.
Yeah,
Noah's
but is
Ark.
it? I think though, doesn't it all kind of tie in together? Like it's all sort of like similar or the same story, but just like
the Great Flood. Like obviously, like okay, we live in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
We have floods. Like what was that 8 years ago when the Dells completely flooded?
Sure.
Yeah, that's our Great Flood. You go down to Florida, they have a hurricane, shit floods. You go to California, they have a sudden downfall. Like, you have great floods everywhere.
Yeah.
So that all ties together.
Yeah. Do you listen to any, like, Graham Hancock or anything like that?
No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, he's like the modern-day Indiana Jones, I guess you could say.
Okay.
So he has a theory that, you know, actually a lot of scientists disagree with him on, but that he has a lot of evidence to back it up, but there was these you know, massive floods and you know, big extinctions back, you know, I don't know the exact year on it, but kind of but pre-dinosaur, pre-dinosaurs. But yeah, so it's basically just, you know, these great floods going through and, you know, just wiping everything out.
Well, if it was before the dinosaurs, then that was before people, so we wouldn't know about it.
I believe we coexist with the dinosaurs.
Everything I've heard, we haven't.
No.
Like that whole Jurassic Park, like we were way after dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Okay.
I totally.
I thought we were way after dinosaurs.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know what I was
think
thinking.
I totally believe in evolution.
Evolution for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think
Definitely.
Like we came from like microorganisms or whatever.
Yeah, I kind of think that something from another planet or some other solar system hit our Earth, you know, inhabited it. Life grew from that, and you know, just kind of forked and stemmed into the tree, and then off popped us.
So maybe there's another one like that in another universe because there's so many universes in those black holes.
Right. And who knows? They say that we came from, you know, our DNA stems primarily from birds, I guess, and you know, apes or apes.
Yeah, I think I've heard that too.
Yeah. I mean, who knows if, you know, if fish would have evolved and, you know, became
Yeah, I've seen that one
Right.
on
or
The
something
Simpsons
like that.
and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, you never
That
know.
would be creepy as
Right.
fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd be like mer people.
Maybe those people
Yeah.
were the lizard people living in Hollow Earth.
Yeah, right. But I mean, who knows? I mean, they're fit to adapt in their environment, so they're perfect for what they do. Like a shark, he's perfect in water. Like he doesn't need to grow legs and get a fucking job and create computers and shit
Right.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's another thing I saw where we're the only thing with consciousness, basically, because we're the only ones that can grow.
I think we're
And
the
where
only
does our-
ones with the most complex
Oh.
consciousness.
Yeah, speaking of
Sure.
complex, what about I watched something on this where you can take your consciousness and put it on a thumb drive. You put it on a hard drive.
Didn't we watch like a Black Mirror episode like that?
No, that was one where the chick, they listened to enough of the guy talking, and she could call him and talk to him, and then she got like a robot with his voice.
Okay. Anyways, I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
But like, like I watched something where you could save your consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Like it comes down to basically like ones and zeros, like all our data. Like when you take a picture and you save it on your computer, your picture isn't on that computer.
That could be something in the future, though. We could have like little things implanted in our brains when we're born, or something crazy that like records our memories.
Back it up.
Yeah, and then like once you die, someone can pull that drive and like view your memories.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, what are memories? 'Cause memories are really fucked up. Because
Where are they
memories
stored?
are like so not accurate.
Memories, though, go back to how you perceive things.
Exactly. And what you're subjective to. Because you could think you remember something, but then something that someone said slightly alters it, which sends it into a tailspin. And it's completely opposite of what you thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially when you're,
Yeah.
like in, like if you're being robbed,
Yeah.
you could be like, I swear this was a fucking black dude wearing a FUBU hoodie and he had a fucking towel on his head and he's screaming Allah Akbar. Turns out it's a white guy.
Right.
And you're just a racist fuck.
It's false memories.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the memory
Totally.
the memory is one of the worst things in the world.
Sure.
Because we're not meant to memorize, like, what color is this tablecloth? What is that? What am I doing tomorrow? Oh, I got to do this. Oh, what's my password? We're not meant to
Yeah, those are all
memorize
like
that.
little things, a part of big things.
Yeah, because we're just supposed to be like, okay, this will kill me. This will allow me to kill something so I can eat, so I can fuck, and I can sleep and not die.
Well, those are like I
That-
feel like everyone has the natural instinct to survive. Like when a baby is born, they have the instinct to cry, which clears their lungs.
No, that's why the doctor slaps them on the butt to get them to cry.
Yeah, but I mean, if they don't cry though, that's like a bad thing. It's like a natural like response to something.
Well, that's why babies
Yeah.
float. When you throw a baby in a pool, it floats.
they float.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I did not know that. I will never test that though.
Yeah, we need a baby here, quick.
Yeah. Trust me. I throw many babies in
Yeah,
pools.
right. That's just what Sean does. Watch
Yeah.
your babies around Sean.
It's like,
our
oh, give me a
broken
baby. I'm going to
hot
throw that
tub
bitch in the
out
pool.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, what were we talking about?
Natural instincts.
Yeah.
Like I said, our memory is not meant to remember, I got fucking 15 different passwords right now because I
But
constantly have
memories-
to change shit. We're only meant to
How you-
memorize what we need to eat, survive, kill, and fuck.
Yeah. They actually say
Not in that order.
They actually say that's what the cannabinoid section of your brain is used for to.
It's like the
part of what it's
primitive
used for.
section.
Yeah, it's actually to forget like the mundane things because
Yeah.
humans you don't want to remember every single face you see when you walk into work or something like that.
Well, what's
I
that
feel like
theory
that would
where
take
you
up
can only
too much of your
remember?
memory, and then you would just start forgetting things.
Yeah.
Well, I forget what the theory is where you can only remember 200 names at one time.
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't that like that in Inside Out, where there's only
What's
so many
Inside
memories?
Out?
I've only seen like
Inside-
half of it.
Oh my god, watch
know.
it! It's so good.
I know. I keep hearing it's so good. I need to watch it. So.
Yeah, we watched it.
We
In
did?
fact, if we were still like recording, he used to play like videos in the background that kind of like I don't know, just like weird videos. Inside Out would have been a weird video to have been playing in the background during this conversation.
Yeah.
Because it was about, like, it was just like
Was it the
a
cartoon?
childish version, of
Oh,
like,
yeah, with the
how-
rage. Yeah, that fucking movie's
Yeah, but
awesome.
do you remember
right.
how they
It
were
breaks
the
it down.
memories
Yeah.
were little like marbles in
Yeah.
tubes,
But
and they would just
needed way
clear
more
out.
emotions than that.
So memories would slowly fade, but it was the super impactful like memories, like these major moments in your life that like
Changed everything.
would alter things
And
and
like sadness would just like
they
creep
would stay
in.
up front. Like other memories would get pushed aside to remember that memory.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how fast you can recall a memory, though. You know, you could just take a whiff of a smell, and it's like you're
Oh, right.
instantly
Oh, yeah.
transported back to.
Do you guys remember when
Right.
you first took your training wheels off your bike?
No.
Vaguely,
I
vaguely.
remember it just like that.
I remember.
I was
Aw.
such a badass when it happened.
Yeah.
At least I thought I was.
I remember when I first learned how to ride, two wheels. I didn't quite grasp, how to make turns. So I was
Yeah.
going down the end of my block, and there was a big tree at the end, and I rammed straight into the tree. Yeah. So that's pretty much my. That's how I remember getting my training wheels.
And
on.
see, you remember that, but you don't remember actually getting them off. I don't remember training for mine. I remember it took a long time. I just remember my first reaction when I had them off.
Yeah. Like,
So-
oh, I'm the shit, right?
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
tells something about like psyches, doesn't it?
Right. Sure.
So
Sure.
that's something about consciousness.
This
Yeah.
is pretty out there, but what about like consciousness for babies that haven't been born yet?
Right.
I heard consciousness doesn't
Fetuses.
start with them until they're like after 3, because they have a test where if you put someone in front
After
of a mirror, 3 years old, they don't have consciousness, because when you put them in front of a mirror, they don't they're not
No,
self-aware.
Yeah, babies like babies. I think that's
okay.
why babies
No.
always reach for babies.
Well, they're not self-aware, because if you put
But they're
like,
becoming self-aware.
are they?
Yeah.
Are we in Terminator 2? They're becoming
Okay.
self-aware.
I'm talking
Well,
about
let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
Let me tell you this theory that I saw on a YouTube video.
the ones that aren't very good for learning
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
Okay.
But it's still a theory that we need to discuss. So, from what I remember, like if you put someone in front of a mirror and they like fix their hair or do something with their face, they're aware of themselves. They recognize themselves in the mirror. Like if you put a dog or a lizard,
If you put a baby in front of a mirror, though, it will reach for itself.
the baby's just fucking reaching for shit. Until they become 3 years old, they're not aware that what they're looking at is themselves.
No.
Yeah, from scientific
Right.
studies.
No, I'm agreeing
Oh,
with
shit.
you.
Don't yell in the mic.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm
you have
agreeing
headphones
with
on,
you.
right?
Oh my God. I just don't have. No. Oh my God. Don't turn mine up that loud. I don't like that.
Don't yell in the mic.
Sorry.
Way to go, Carrie.
Although if Derek said what all day Tuesday, I'll be like, sorry about that.
Yeah, scientific studies show that babies don't recognize themselves in the mirror until after 3 years old.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Which-
That they don't recognize themselves, but
And
they recognize
That's
another baby.
That doesn't
don't
mean
know.
anything.
But that's
That's not consciousness. Consciousness
Okay.
is where you're aware of yourself.
you're
and your
jumping
place.
ahead of what I am trying to say.
Well, I was just telling you what consciousness is in this theory.
I'm not talking about babies. I'm talking about fetuses.
Okay.
Yeah, babies
that's-
that haven't been born yet, and how basically what I'm trying to get at is how the noise they can hear noises. So like from the things they hear and how the mother or the womb or whatever is carrying it like feels. That I think determines a lot in the baby's life. Like
Sure.
all of us, I think our natural who we are is somewhat shaped from things we subconsciously experience before we were born.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Do
Yeah.
we know for sure, though, that, how do we even test something like that? How do we test, disprove anything with consciousness?
It's hard because, like,
on that level, when
if you take two different families, two different set of parents, and they both give birth on the same day, and one plays, for example, only metal music to the baby during pregnancy, one only plays classic opera music, but you
No.
can compare it to that, like no
That's-
fighting on one, nothing but fighting on the other, But you still have genetics to compare.
That's not deep enough.
But you still
what I'm
have
talking
genetics.
about is okay. So if there's a woman that's pregnant and
Yeah.
she is under a lot of stress in her life, or she's
like a hormonal thing, like
like
through
the-
body chemistry and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
yeah, like the
Yeah, I
chick
think-
that what was that
sure.
movie we watched the other night with the chick that was locked in the room?
Oh, The Room.
Okay, The Room. Have you heard of it? It's based off
No.
of that chick that was kidnapped and was impregnated by her kidnapper.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of it.
Like I'm curious to know like how like a child that was like, you know, like basically created and raised somewhat in this environment, like what that would do to them in the long run,
Yeah.
if anything.
Raised to what age?
Like just
I wonder.
for its life.
The kid was like-
Entire
if,
life?
like
I
if
think
I were like, or one of us were like someone who was a product of rape and was like our mom was held hostage, like that chick that was in whoever was kidnapped. I don't remember her name.
It was shit. She couldn't play.
I mean, this is going like
Miss
really
Marvel.
dark, but I'm just speaking like
Yeah, way to kill her buzz.
psychologically,
Like stuff that happens when you're little child impacts you
Well, how
for the
does-
rest of your life.
no, like how,
does
well,
some-
like how the way the way your mom feels while she's carrying you, it determines, I think, somewhat how you are and how you handle life. I think it's also a big part of how you're raised and how your people that raise you are, you know, like
Yeah.
if you're really angry,
Sure.
you're going to have probably an angry kid. And
Yeah, right. That could be.
What
That
do
could
you-
be genetics too. You know, it's hard
Yeah.
to say. Or just natural. Chemistry when the baby's being born. Who knows?
Yeah.
What do you think has
I
more of
just-
an effect in the womb in the first 3 years or ages 4 to 10?
I think though in the womb affects though like how
You
A
think
big
that has
part.
more of an effect than ages like 4 to 10?
yeah, like I think if someone is not in a good place while they're pregnant, the baby is gonna harbor some of those effects.
So you think a woman, she gets knocked up by her brother who kidnapped and raped her. Okay, throw the brother out there. A woman
It
that,
doesn't even have to be that dark. It could just be
let me-
like
yeah.
you know,
Okay, let me continue.
teenager that
Let me
doesn't want the
continue.
baby.
Let me continue. Okay, so a woman gets kidnapped and raped, raises the kid up until 3 years old. She's rescued. The mother dies. Kid goes to a foster parents, greatest parents ever. Kid doesn't know anything about the first 3 years of his life. He turns 18. Okay, now we go on to kid number 2. Kid number 2, perfect parents up until age 4. Okay, he's Liam.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Britta, fucking awesome parents. Liam's happy as shit. Age 4, they die. He goes to foster parents that fucking beat and rape him until age 10.
I think Liam though would
Which-
have the better mentality overall.
Because of the first 3 years of his life.
And by being in the womb of someone that was like cool, calm, well, I mean, she'll probably laugh at this, but cool, calm, and collected. Like she always, she's always positive. Like
Okay.
that goes back to the positivity thing. Like,
So you think those first 3 years are more important than the next 6?
yeah.
Okay.
I
What do you think?
when your brain is forming so fast when you were that little.
But they say you don't even have consciousness until age 3.
No, but it's shaping things that you don't. Just because a baby is a baby and they can't like recognize themselves in the mirror doesn't mean they don't have consciousness.
That's
shaping-
exactly what it means.
Shaping the tool that's going to utilize consciousness.
Exactly.
Sure, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think age
all-
4.
you're not just like
You're
a
speaking
freaking
more-
pillow until
I think
three.
More physical rather than metaphysical, like a conscious.
I'm thinking
I
mental.
think so. Yeah.
Sure.
I think if you experience abuse ages 1 to 3, that's going to have, and then never experience abuse again,
gonna be-
you're going to have less like mental problems than if you're abused age
Yeah.
4 to 10.
It's going to have less impact because
Yeah.
after age 3, you're going to be able to process
Exactly.
those things. But it doesn't mean that it's still not going to affect you on some level if you're under the age of 3.
No.
Yeah.
I was just trying to see which one was worse, and I think 4 to 10 is way worse than 1 to 3.
Yeah.
'Cause what do you remember when you were 3?
I can't recall.
I'm just trying to say that it's gonna affect subconscious things.
Yeah, right.
That's all.
Or maybe that's what you're programmed to learn from your
like-
matrix.
I don't think you're just like as soon as you're born, like you have a conscious.
I don't think so.
You consciously
I think
know
you have-
who your mom is.
I
You
think you have-
consciously know who your dad is.
I think you're conscious the minute you come out of the womb. I don't think
You're aware?
I don't think you're retaining memories. I don't think
Right.
that
No,
part of
I
your
don't
brain
agree
is
either with
developed.
that.
I don't know. What's your earliest memory? I can't
Right.
recall.
I remember
no.
I remember falling out of a shopping cart and getting stitches in my eye.
Yeah.
And it turns out I didn't fall out of a shopping cart. I hit my head. I didn't get stitches in my eye. My eyebrow. Turns out those memories are false. I remember falling out of a shopping cart when I was younger, but that was way later. Turns out I got the stitches in my eyebrow from falling on a toolbox when I was like 2.
So you
which I
blended
couldn't
those
remember.
memories.
Exactly. Because
Right.
your memories
Sure.
are fucked up.
Sure.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah, I don't know what my earliest memory. I would say maybe like 4 or 5 is maybe it's hard to say.
Yeah,
It's hard to say. It's
I would
all
have
It is hard to
blur.
say because you also have pictures and home videos. I'm
and
assuming
that implants
of memories.
false memories
Yeah.
of you.
That
yeah.
could very well be.
I remember when my parents tore out their French doors. They used to have French doors in their family room,
Okay.
leading out to the backyard.
Yeah.
Where
Oh
that
my God.
little bay window is. They used to have French doors.
Oh yeah.
I remember when they took those out and put those bay windows in. So whenever that happened, I could date that.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
good
I remember when my parents told me I was going to have my brother. I remember discussing the name. So I was at least 5.
Okay.
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's just like a flood of memories, I feel like, and trying to decipher like what's a memory and what's just something I'm referencing in my brain from a photo or video I saw.
Sure.
Well, I remember discussing my name where I was while discussing it with my parents, and I haven't talked to them since that happened about doing that. So I know for
About
a fact,
discussing your
TJ's
name?
name when my parents told me that I was gonna have a brother.
Yeah.
So
See, that's a big event too. You know?
yeah,
Right. That you would remember.
yeah, and he's 5 years younger than me, so I was at least 4.5.
Sure. Right.
Well, okay, so since we're kind of on this topic, what about the idea of like the oldest or the firstborn being the smartest and or the most successful?
I don't. think it
100%
matters.
fact.
That was two totally opposite
Yeah.
opinions.
Yeah. I don't think it matters.
I don't think
it matters.
I don't. Yeah, but I think though they. Can you get me more wine? Yeah. Thanks. Oh, you're bringing the bottle.
Talking to the mic.
Okay, what was I just talking about?
I don't remember it.
2 seconds.
What was I just talking about?
Shit.
What were we just talking about, Sean?
Jesus Christ.
You're gonna have to take this part out. Oh my god, it was really good. Why am I?
I leave for 2 seconds to try to pee while you guys are talking. You want
Forget what
wine?
we're talking about.
All right, I think we need to wrap this podcast up then.
No, it was really good.
It was, but you want wine, and I can't pee because you can't talk without me here. So
No, I can't.
yeah.
I'm
No,
just
you
trying to
can't.
remember what the topic I was on before I asked you for wine.
Well, I was thinking about how much I had to pee.
Okay, go pee.
Well, it's just going to be dead air.
We'll keep
Oh my
it
God.
rolling.
Yeah.
We'll keep it rolling.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see about
I
that.
got this.
Okay. What? I don't know how that's another topic on its own. Like, how does things just like completely like, how do you blank out on things? Like,
Right.
when you're talking about something and then you just completely lose track of thought.
Sure. And that kind of brings me to the idea that maybe consciousness is localized in the brain because maybe it's just like a glitch. Boop. Oh,
Yeah.
some neuron didn't fire. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
I gotta wait a second. It'll come to me.
Yeah, you have to watch Inside Out. You would like it.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
maybe it'd be too simple for you. Maybe that's why you didn't finish it.
No, it wasn't simple. It was
It's
good. I
complex,
liked
but
it.
it's simplified.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I just never sat down and watched the whole thing. I watched like half of it, so I get the concept, but just never seen the whole thing. But yeah, I'll have to rewatch that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So you were into psychology, so have you read like a lot of cool psychology books?
No, no, not at all.
Really?
No, I mean,
Was it just like a brief thing?
no, it was more of like
I feel like psychology.
counselor, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Not so much.
No, I feel you.
psychology.
I understand.
Yeah, it was,
yeah.
Some of my classes were like,
Therapeutic.
yeah, I can't remember a single title of the classes now.
Right.
There you go, memory again.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Well, I mean that was.
But I mean, they were based on like, we learned a lot about like, care centers and like therapeutic practices,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and legalities and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was interesting. I don't know, I liked it, but I decided I didn't really want to be a drug counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to deal with people with their problems.
Yeah, no,
I have enough with mine,
yeah.
and the sense of responsibility too that comes along with that. I didn't. That was a burden I didn't really want to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say like how psychology though it's so like it's has to do with your consciousness.
Sure. Right.
So.
Yeah.
We kept it rolling while you were gone. I still cannot remember what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Can you like
Welcome back,
rewind it and figure it out?
No.
Damn it.
Hold on, guys. We're gonna rewind the tape.
Yeah. Well, sorry for ending abruptly whatever topic that was rambling on about.
I don't know what you guys are talking about right now.
About psychology.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about it?
She asked me what I studied in school.
Because
Oh.
he seems so interested in consciousness, and I feel like psychology has so much to do with that.
That's what TJ went to college for. My brother.
Yeah. I never graduated with anything. That would be my easiest. If I were to go back to school, my fastest track would be like a psychology degree.
Yeah, I think Adam.
But I don't.
Adam got a psychology degree.
But it's funny, I went through all this school. I don't remember anything. I don't remember shit.
Yeah, I think that's one of the easiest degrees to get next to like liberal arts.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Oh.
Dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all theory. Like you can't.
Yeah, sure.
There's no test. You can't get it wrong.
Yeah, right. Well, it's a lot of memorization. Who said
Yeah.
this? Whose theory is that? Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
you
blah.
got Plato, Socrates, Democritus,
Sigmund
Republicanese.
I have not heard of Democritus either.
I'm pretty sure that's the name. It's something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google this.
Okay, don't bang your phone down on the table. That's why we need a wood table so this metal table doesn't echo.
Yeah.
I was going to get a nice wood table, but Carrie put the veto on that.
We got
How do
lawn
you-
furniture sitting on here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's nice though. It's luxurious.
Well, we used to sit at the bar, and that didn't just. It was awkward talking
Yeah.
to one another.
People got
Yeah.
way too fake trying to.
Okay, how do you spell that word?
Way too fake?
Yeah, it got too fake
Like
because.
forced, like it wasn't natural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like right now
you're
we're all
looking at-
looking at each other. We're sitting around a table. I mean, granted, we got these big black cocks shoved in our mouth,
Oh
but
my god.
but we're still like looking at each other like
Right.
we're sitting at a table.
Interacting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like hanging
definitely.
out.
And it's better when we have more than two people because Carrie, when me and Carrie did the brunch episode, she was like, I don't like it. I'm just sitting across from the table looking at you and talking to you.
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck? That's what we do every night.
Yeah.
Because like, well, no, we don't just like stare at one another like that though. Like I feel like when you're like your voice is being recording, it's like I don't know.
It does put a different vibe to it.
Yeah,
That's for sure. At
it's-
first, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of fucking weird." I got used to it though. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm still not used to it. And this is my like 4th podcast.
All right. It's Democritus.
And
Democritus.
Yeah. The debate between Plato and Democritus. So, let me check out the Stanford Dictionary, Democritus. He's a laughing philosopher because of his emphasis on the value of cheerfulness,
Hey.
which was one of the two founders of ancient atomist theory. He elaborated a system originated by his teacher Luapapus into a. I'm not going to read any of this shit.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
What are you talking about, Sean?
Yeah, I'm going to put everyone to sleep, much like those YouTube documentaries put me to sleep. So
How long have we been talking for?
We're at an hour and 40 minutes right now.
Oh my god!
Oh,
We
wow.
should
Yeah,
probably
that's
stop.
why I tried wrapping it up at like an hour, and you're like, no, I have a question. Wait, what?
Yeah, what was I saying?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That was only like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Not
and
even 5.
It wasn't
maybe.
like I had a question. It was I just paused
Train of
to ask
thought.
you for wine, and then I just completely fell off my
Yeah, I completely forgot too. So
All right, so wrapping this up, consciousness. I'm
and
definitely
other subjects.
I'm a fan of the theories, but they're so hard to grasp based on my feeble brain. But I do like the theories. They're fun to talk about. It's like sci-fi movies,
Right.
Like you make so much shit out of it. Like no one know, even the top scientists don't know what they're doing. So pretty much
To an
any
extent.
pretty much any theory you have could be real.
Right. Right. String theory and things like that. And
Carrie,
banging your
yes,
are you a fan of consciousness?
yes, I am.
You gotta be.
I'm gonna
Gotta be
choke you
into-
unconscious tonight.
Right? Oh my god!
You're gonna love it.
Sean, don't be weird.
Okay, what do you like about consciousness? What are you a fan?
Well, we were
how
able
are you
to
a
talk
fan-
for almost 2 hours about it.
How are you a fan of it? What are you a fan of?
Just the immensity of it. Like it could be a never-ending conversation. I feel because it's an endless thing
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
to be
my
all
penis.
like deep.
It's one of those things
Oh
that's
my
hard.
God.
It's hard to describe. You know, they can't even. I mean, it's just you can't just. I mean, it's hard to describe. But
Yeah. There's no like set definition
I
for
think.
it.
Yeah. The definition I think is to be. I mean,
Yeah,
hell
literally
does that
the
mean?
definition is to be aware.
to be aware. Sure,
Yeah, to be
sure.
aware.
To be aware.
So, I mean, Izzy, our new dog, who's like 5 pounds, right now she's not aware. She's not conscious.
Yeah. But are her dreams just as real as her
Yeah,
conscious
she's aware.
surroundings?
Yeah, and what do dogs dream?
Sometimes.
What do animals dream?
Right.
Sometimes when I'm working, Ava will start like making noises.
Yeah, they'll be like, like they're running their sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their legs. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
The
so
dog that ran into the wall.
do they have the same kind of consciousness as we do?
I think they dream
who knows?
similarly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have emotions.
Oh, they definitely have emotions. They just don't have the thumbs and the tongues to represent it.
Right. And yeah, the vocal cords.
Yeah, I was going to say they just can't talk, but I think like
Well, parrots can talk.
I
What
think
about
dogs
parrots?
are more
I just
advanced.
popped my piece so bad.
Parrots can repeat. They're not. I don't think they're coming up with like original statements or anything like
What
that.
if we
They're
bred a
trained
parrot
to-
and a husky? Huskies can talk. They're like,
That's not possible.
That would make an interesting.
and then you have
animal.
a parrot that can be like buck a doodle doo.
Okay.
Buck a nigga.
Well, I think that dogs
you
though
breed 'em.
are so much deeper than humans because they can detect your emotions and
Oh, yeah.
even
Right.
illnesses,
Yeah, who knows if that's what
changes in the air.
I think dogs are honestly the best animal.
I think yeah.
Maybe dolphins might
have,
be
like,
better,
the-
but they live in the fucking
I
ocean.
think
You
Here's
can't
an
yeah,
think of
dogs
it.
have the deepest consciousness.
Here's an idea. Before we wrap up.
Yeah.
So the idea that there's different consciousness for different animals and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
The tears.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a completely different conscious experience to like echolocate or something like that, or use a completely different sense to see like infrared, like a bat would or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah, or the predator.
Yeah, or the predator. I mean, that's got to be a whole different
Yeah.
conscious experience.
Yeah.
Something that we can't even fathom.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it even like? Yeah, to have antennas. What would that be like?
Yeah, they use like
Oh.
sonogram. Bats?
Yeah, or yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's right.
isn't that what they're for? Is to like sense
Yeah,
things.
but they're
That's
not-
like
but-
they're
But bats aren't blind. Like that's a misconception. Bats can see.
no.
Or no, they see.
They can see.
Right? They see heat. I believe that's it.
I don't know, but I
think-
know they're not blind.
Look it up.
Yeah,
Look it up,
I'm
guys.
googling
Carrie.
this.
Yeah. If TJ was here, he'd be googling it. But
Yeah.
I know they're not blind. They can see.
Sure.
They
sure.
they.
I think they
Okay.
see
Might not
like
be able
heat
to-
signatures.
Are
Maybe, yeah.
bats blind? Ew. Really?
It's my mic.
It's my podcast. I can do what I want.
Yeah, it's my podcast.
They use echolocation, meaning they use echoes of self-produced sounds bouncing off objects to help them navigate.
But can they see, bitch?
But that doesn't mean that bats can see.
They can see.
Wait, but it says contrary to myth, bats aren't blind. Hold on, I gotta
Exactly.
click the link to read the rest.
Point proven. Once again.
Oh my!
I'm a fan of me being right.
You are. I think that's just like that reminded me.
I only have you Google shit that I know I'm right on.
No.
Otherwise, I say I could be wrong. My voice just cracked.
Oh, it says, contrary to popular belief, bats sometimes prefer using eyesight to sound when hunting. Many fruit bats, which drink nectar rather than hunt insects, don't echolocate at all. They have particular sharp vision, and some can even see ultraviolet light.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
nice.
They can see your semen on the sheets when they
The more
can't.
you know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. So bats have consciousness.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never knew that. But maybe it's just fruit bats I can see. That's a whole different topic. We can close this. Like, be done with this.
Next podcast.
Yeah.
bats.
We talk about how awesome dogs are and how bats can see.
Right. Okay, well,
Go on, Carrie.
I am done. I have nothing left to say.
All right, Dereck, you're supposed to make me a fan of consciousness, and I did some research.
Well, I hope you are. I mean,
I am.
Otherwise we wouldn't exist.
Yeah, I had Carrie ask you for bullet points and shit like that, and you gave me nothing, so I went in and I just tried to find as much as I could.
Sure.
And I did way more research. Usually I just go to Wikipedia.
But see, I didn't even
Yeah.
think that this would even need many notes because it's something.
Yeah, it's just one of those things you kind of play off each other.
Well, before I did any research, I'm like consciousness. I'm like either I'm conscious or I'm
not,
unconscious.
right. Exactly.
But even when you're unconscious, you're still conscious because you have dreams and you remember them.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking rabbit hole that you go down.
Right, and it's so easy to tie it into like things like cosmology, and
Yeah.
you're debating the
And you get the
origins of
universe.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's never ending.
and we could do like a 12-hour fucking podcast.
Yeah, right.
But I have problems keeping people past the first 8 minutes, so we're almost 2 hours in. We're 1 hour and
Maybe
48
you
minutes.
can make, though, 2 episodes.
No, we made Northside Earl into 3 episodes.
Oh.
And we're making our wine episode into 2.
When I broke. Okay, we can be done with this, right?
Northside
You're
Ale, that's a
supposed
cool name.
Yeah, and when you did that, I tried shutting you guys down. And then you got mad at us.
What, with the wine?
No,
Or with the
with
Northside
like
Earl?
talking. I was like done with. Okay, I'm done.
You just keep talking.
No.
All right. So we're a fan of consciousness. We like being awake
Yes, we are.
because we're woke as fuck.
Woke
So-
AF.
Thank you for listening. Follow us
Sean
on
says
Twitter.
F.
Make me a fan. Instagram. No one follows us on Instagram, but it's Make Me a Fan podcast.
But you could start.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I post every
Be that guy.
episode. Yeah, be that guy.
Yeah,
Start
be
a
that
trend.
guy. Yeah.
Start a trend. Facebook, we are at Make Me a Fan Podcast. You can email us at makemeafanpodcast@gmail.com or just fucking Google us. You found us. You're listening to us.
And
So,
if you forget the name, you have a really bad memory.
yeah, make me a fan.
A literal fan.
I think I want to start having new guests say,
like the
make me a
sticker.
fan so I can start a new theme song.
Make me a
You haven't noticed we have a new theme song.
We do?
Yeah. I have a new
Oh.
theme song. But I want one where everyone says make me a fan. So Dereck, say make me a fan podcast.
Make me a fan podcast.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Take care.
What the fuck?
Mental vacation.
Makes me seem like a horrible individual.
You are.
Yeah.
Have anal sex with a person who, prior to the deed, has swallowed a piece of raw bacon.
What?
Like fucking a chicken. That'd be awesome.
Well, make me a fan of your crime.
They still had places to go. There were still bars.
Make me a fan, Cowcat.